Let's talk about what intimacy is. It's the closest form of a relationship that you can have with someone, not always from a romantic partner, may I add. But it's a relationship with someone that you care about, one with someone that makes you feel very comfortable and they feel comfortable with you too. Sometimes it can be physical intimacy or it could be close intimacy with lots of emotions. So let's address something straight away because, like I just said, intimacy isn't just built around sexual activity. You can still be intimate with your friends and your family, and it's a genuine closeness instead of something that is only defined by physical attributes. So stay tuned. You need to trust and also be trusted. If someone can trust you with their personal life, their secrets and ambitions, they naturally feel closer to you. And the same is when the role is reversed. You two are able to connect on a deep level about things that the other person knows, that obviously things that other people don't know outside of the relationship. And this is the first form of building intimacy. Healthy communication. Communication can be so different for many different types of people, so let's address what good communication is. This is when it's healthy between two people and they are both making an effort to listen to each other, to be seen and to be heard. And this builds a deeper understanding about what you are actually talking about. It's about listening and getting to know them more about their interests, their values, and being able to fully open up and talk about what each other needs in a relationship. This also includes talking about things that aren't going as well as you hoped. Intimacy is a huge understanding of discovery about the other person. For example, sharing deep thoughts at the end of a night whilst you guys lay in bed together. A little bit like how you did at sleepovers when you were a kid. There has to be signs of genuine affection. Affection is when you show someone that you truly care about them and their values and also their purpose. And it can be displayed in many different ways. It could be a kiss between two people that are dating. It could be a gentle squeeze of the shoulder of a friend at work. Or it could be a close hug between you and a parent. Usually though, this type of intimacy is shown through physical actions instead of something that's actually verbalized and said, because let's be honest, it's easy to tell someone that you feel sorry for them and that you hope they will have a better tomorrow. However, a hug means so much more by entering into someone else's personal space and really letting them know that you are there for them and that you are fully 100% validating their emotions. Showing compassion. When you show signs of compassion for someone or someone shows those signs of compassion for you, you can both open up in a sympathetic pity about the other person's emotions, and it shows that you want to treat that person with love and care. For example, it could be that you know you could call up your best friend after you had a breakup and you know that they would do anything they could to soothe that pain and to validate your emotions and obviously to genuinely make you feel better. Now, some great ways to show compassion in any form of a relationship is to let the other person know that you are there for them when times get tough, and it shows that you naturally care about them. It could be that you are sorry when someone doesn't get that job promotion that they were really wishing for, or even helping your best friend who's just come out of hospital because he's broken his wrist. Compassion builds a big form of intimacy. You both have to be honest. You have to be honest about how you feel about the other person. Being honest about your own emotions and feeling comfortable to tell someone exactly what's going on in your head is a good thing. And some easy ways to start building this inside an intimate relationship is to not lie to someone about your own opinion. You can say, I don't like this restaurant that you picked, maybe let's go somewhere else to eat. Honesty lets the other person know that you are genuinely being you. You're not hiding behind lies, and they're not going to feel any less comfortable with you because they feel like you are lying to make them feel better. Instead, they know that that is the real version of you. Another way to build intimacy is being able to accept someone for who they really are. A relationship allows two people to genuinely be themselves. It could be they are happy to be themselves with that nervous and goofy laugh that they have, and they feel comfortable to blast out that cheesy pop band that they listen to in the car. And being able to accept someone for their own limitations is brilliant. Let's say, for example, if a partner has a chronic illness. Ideal acceptance is understanding how that person feels and understanding what activities they can find very limiting and finding a way to overcome them and doing something else, instead of actually pushing that person to reach a solution to overcome and to solve chronic illness. You have to make time for each other. If you want to build a great relationship with a partner, you need to be able to have quality time instead of just hanging out with each other's friends or parents. You have to be on your own. And some great ways to do this is to make time for those deep emotional conversations that we mentioned previously in the video. This means regular talking to them about how their day went and obviously getting it back in exchange. Getting someone to express more about those feelings that they have is a great intimacy builder. A lot of failed relationships end at a very surface level because of the communication breakdown. A lot of conversations seem to be, hey, how are you? How was your day? And that's it. But instead, you have to dive in a little bit deeper. You have to ask how that job interview went. You have to ask them if they are feeling okay. You have to prompt them to continue talking about their emotions. And this will well and truly build intimacy. Experience something new or something big together. Intimacy is when we can grow with someone. It's something that you guys can learn together too. For example, it could be a new craft class, or going to the gym together, or growing in a way that makes you build on something large. For example, raising a child, or buying a home and doing it up, or maybe even buying houseplants. But this shows an act of commitment which makes the other person feel like you are going to stick around for the long haul. Building a regular routine. Us humans, we are creatures of habit and we love knowing what we're doing every single day. Yes, we do like surprises from time to time, but in general, we like to know what we're doing, we like to know who's sticking around us for the long term. So you can incorporate this into your relationship by talking about plans far ahead in the future. For example, you can say, hey, let's go on a camping trip in 6 months' time, let's book it today and it's done. This lets the other person know that you genuinely care about them and their time and that you want to be around them in the long haul. Something that lots of people do wrong at the start of relationships is not actually talk long term for the fear of coming across too clingy. Of course, you can come across a little bit clingy if you just talk about arranging a marriage and if you guys are going to get married in the next couple of years, but instead you can prompt things and say, wouldn't it be great if we went on a holiday to the Bahamas, that place you were talking about to your friend the other day? This type of thing builds intimacy because it lets the other person know that you are wanting them to be a big part of your life for a very long time. Now, the biggest underlining factor here is intimacy is something that you can't just build overnight. It's a lot of repetition, building lots of habits, and basically doing everything that we said in the video lots and lots of times, and eventually that is when the intimacy builds. So if you can have a good base, you can let someone know that you want them in your life full time, you make them feel comfortable, you ask about their emotions. In a couple of weeks, maybe even weekends, you will start to really feel some deep-rooted intimacy. We made it to the end of the video. If you like this video, give us a huge thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It will make my day. And you can even go one step further and get your name up on our super fan board. These are some amazing people that actually support the channel every single month. And if you want to know more about that, then click the description box below to find out some more. Have an amazing day. See you soon.